All right. I just wanted to make sure that I did an intro to where y'all can see my pretty little face. I'm in the corner here and my little, this is normally where I like did shipping labels and stuff, but I haven't really been um doing a whole bunch of online orders because I just don't feel comfortable sending orders out with my address. And I had family members offering for me to use their addresses, but I just don't want to use any personal addresses. So until I'm able to get a P.O. box, which I don't know, I don't even know where to start on a P.O. box. I know that the letter P.O. box is like $5 a month or something, and I don't get that many sales. So I feel like once I can afford to just like spend money, like even though it's like $5, but once I feel comfortable being able to like put money out without any profit back, I could, maybe I'll do it. But right now I'm not able to do that. So I wasn't making a whole bunch of sales. So I just I just rather not use my address, but I also don't want to put in money like $5 a month and not make a profit, and just not hemorrhaging money, but it's just like there's no point in selling stuff right now unless I'm like selling a whole bunch of money, or at least until I have like money to like pretty much gamble on to see if I could just start up a business and everything like that. But so far, I'm just, unless I get like a job to where I'm like consistently making money and I can do that on the, do Etsy and stuff as a hobby and like be able to put money in because I'm making money and use that as like a, investment kind of thing, I would do that. But yeah. So right now, no Etsy, no Poshmark. I think I even took the links off down below because I just, right now I'm just focusing on my videos, tutorials, and the baby. And I also have to like take a test next, not a test. I have to take a class because I failed my glucose test. And so I'm gonna have to go in, take a gestational diabetes class, and then I guess they show me how to prick my finger and stuff like that, which I already know how to do because I was diagnosed with diabetes before, but I had it handled, and up until recently it like came back. I don't know if that was, I don't know how it works, but I know like for a while like my sugars weren't affecting me as much as they are now. Like they're affecting me way more because I'm pregnant. So I just wanted to put that out there. So with that being said, with the little updates out of the way, and if y'all haven't seen the last video explaining how to do this, like here's an example of what I did in the last video. I did like a bigger hook size and showed y'all how to like fill in spaces and stuff, and like basically the gist of what we're doing here. And then I also kind of explain how to make your pattern on a grid piece of paper so that you can follow this pattern. So when you do this part, everything's good. So let's get on to that. Whoop. Okay, so we have our doily. This is what I started off on to show y'all like what it looks like. But we're going to finish up the H. Also, my nails, they're better than usual. So I would like to, for everybody to, give me a high five, or, comment a high five down below that I got my nails painted for y'all. But also, like, it's already chipping, mom life. It's impossible to have good nails. But anyways, last week we did this. So if y'all want to watch that video, I will link it up here. So now I get to show y'all the nitty gritty of how to do this up close. So if y'all want to know my process on how I get started after like taking a break for a while, because the last time I was working on this was probably like 3 weeks ago, because I just wanted to stop and show y'all how I got started with. So if we can count, we got to make sure this is the last square right here. So if you can tell, this is the last square, but if you go down, you want to make sure you go down the row or the column and make sure that it is the last one. So there's a square right here and a square right here. So that means on our pattern, we finished this row. And so now we can kind of count over to where we left off. So, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're getting started on 6. So 6 is, I want to say solid all the way down, but remember we keep the top 3 rows, or we're going to keep the top 3 rows and then the bottom 3 rows empty to make our border to have space. You don't have to, but you really want to do like a little, you want some space above and below. That way it just has a nice little framing around it. It's very, like, the name is very centered, and plus you can do a border around that too, so like it just makes it more detailed. If you just want to start the border on top of a letter, your letters might get it mixed in with the borders. So if you just want to do 2 borders, you can. It's up to you really and your preference. So what I could do I have a colored, or no, I said I wouldn't do the pencil and stuff. I think I'm just going to like fold it, because that's what I've been doing, is kind of just folding it where I left off. And that way I know I'm on this row, because I do want to do more than one of these doilies and do one for a present. So we're going to do our 3 spaced out border ones, and then we're going to do you do 3 empty, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 solid, 1 empty square, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 solid, and then 3 empty squares. So that's what we'll be doing. And I'm doing in double crochets. Some of them I think have done triple crochets, but double crochet, it's, you know, you're not using as much yarn, you're not making it as wide, and I feel like it's more detailed when you do smaller things. You could honestly probably do this in a single crochet, but one, it's going to be really, really, really tiny. So I feel like the double crochet is like perfect. So we did our 2 double crochets. I chained 3, and then do a double crochet on top of the chain 3. Hold on, let me just go ahead and do that. So that's our chain 3, and we're going to yarn over, go into the next stitch, and then double crochet, and then chain 2, and then we're going to double crochet into that top post, working into the stitch, and if y'all want a closer look, again, the previous video I will show y'all more in depth. I just really want to do this with y'all so you can see as I'm actually working on the actual project. So that's 1 empty space. We need 3 more. So chain 2, yarn over, double crochet in the top post, double crochet, or double chain 2. So that's 1, 2. Working at the top of the post, or top of the chain, or top of the double crochet, yarn over, and doing double crochet. So we got 3. So now we're going to do our 7 fillers. This is a dip right here, so that's why this one has an empty space for anybody. So we're going to do 7 of these filled up. So this is where it kind of gets tricky because you have to really keep count, because we have a post, but the next 3 stitches, that will be 1 square. And we're going to work in the space because I don't have time to try to get into the chain and stuff. So I just work in the space below the chain. So yarn over, double crochet, and double crochet in the same space. So that is 1 square filled, but then you make a post. So basically 3 double crochets make a square, but to finish that square you want to make a 4th one, but that also starts the next square. So each square is basically just 3, except when you're working on the ends, when you're doing your post, you are doing 4. It's really confusing, but I hope y'all get that. So it's like 3 and that filled in the square. So now we're going to work in the top of the post right here. So double crochet right there. And that makes a square. But now we're going to make 3 more for another square. And we're working at the top of this, we're working in the stitch on this one. So 1, 2, 3. So that's 2 squares. So 2 squares make up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we're going to work on the next square. Double crochet 1, double crochet 2, double crochet 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 3 squares. We're going to work in the middle right here, or in the empty space. So 2 double crochets in this empty space. 1, 2, and then a double crochet on the top of the post. So that's 4 squares. And 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. That's 5. And then 1, 2, 3. That's 6 squares, and then 2, and then 1 last one on top of that post. 1, 2, and then on top of the post. That's going to be 7 squares all right there. And then we're going to leave this one empty and do 7 more squares. So we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and then we're going to work in the top of this post. 1, or double crochet. And then we're going to work into the space, double crochets, or double crochets into the space. So one, two, three. So that's one square. And there's only four because we had that post right here. So 1, 2, 3, and that ends the square. That's one. Another double crochet, working at the top of each stitch. Yarn over, insert. Yarn over. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. That makes 2. Yarn over. One, two, three. That makes 4, and then 2 in the middle and 1 right there. Okay, I'm going to try to do different angles throughout this so that y'all can see every which part if y'all want it up close. But if you want it closer, honestly, look in the video before because I do a lot more in depth. So that's 4 squares. Now we got 3 more. So double crochet. Ooh. Start again. Double crochet. Double crochet. Double crochet. If you ever lose count, you can always kind of go back to like a few rows back and then think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now we have 2 more. And if you want to go extra mile or the extra mile, 2 more should be 7 double crochets. So let's just do that. One, two, three. Do 2 in that space. And then 1 on the post. I definitely lost count on that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me make sure I didn't skip anything. So let's go back over our work. So 1, 2, 3, that's 1 square. 1, 2, or 1, 2, 3, yeah, 1 square. 1, 2, 3, 2 square, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 6, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 7. So there you have it, 7. And technically we did, or my trick of also knowing that I know I'm in the right spot is that as long as it ends like it does up here, because if you haven't noticed, this pattern is really asymmetrical. So everything should be the same top and bottom. It also helps with if you get confused with the front row or back row, but I have made the mistake of working or starting to work upside down or going backwards to where I was like, I started going forwards, but then I started going backwards behind on the pattern. So do not make that mistake. So always, 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 how I find out what's the top and bottom is this uh, extra yarn that I have not woven in. Some of y'all might have it at the top somehow. I know sometimes I'll say, I don't want to say it's always going to be at the bottom, but it's honestly where you want to start, whether it's top or bottom. So, but I always keep track by this, so I know all of this going over is going to be the bottom. So, see, if I was working on this, this is technically working on the back side. So this side is the back side, and this side is the front side. But now we finish off this row, or column, by doing 3 empty spaces. So we're going to chain 2, double crochet in the top of the post, chain 2, double crochet in the top of the next post, and chain 2, or wait, yeah, chain 2, work at the top of the next post, and then you're going to work on that space. My gut feeling's telling me, yep, I skipped 2 chains right here, so that's why it's gathered. So if you're wondering if you skipped a few chains, that's how you know, is when it starts looking like a triangle. You don't want it to look like a triangle. You want them to look like squares, but since this is mine, it's a little mistake, it's okay. As long as your pattern doesn't start shrinking, you're good. So 1, 2, 3, or chain 3. We're going to flip our work. Now we're working on the front side, but we're starting at the bottom of the front side. So just so you can see, we're at the bottom, and then we're going to go up. We just did this row. Now we're doing the next row. So right here. And we're working bottom up this time. So we're going to do 3 empty squares, and then 1 filler square, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 empty squares, 1 filler square, 6 empty squares, 1 filler squares, and then 3 empty squares. All right, so double crochet in the next stitch. And chain 2, double crochet in the top post, 1, chain 2, double crochet in the top post, chain 2, double crochet in the top post, and see how that finishes up that empty square. And so to start on the next square, you're going to do, or to start on that one square, because there's only one right here, technically it's going to be 4 stitches because you're working on the side ending one square, then 1 2 3, or 1 2 filling up the square, and 1 doing the other post. So technically every square is 4 squares, but it's really hard to explain. I don't know how to explain it. A single square is 4, but to fill it in you need 2 stitches. So the next square, if you have 2 filler squares next together, it'll be 7 stitches. So 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, and then 6 empty squares. So chain 2, 1, 2, and then we're going to count, since these are all fillers, you're going to count 1 2 stitches, skip them, and then on the third one you're going to put a post or a double crochet. So double crochet in the third stitch, so chain 2, skip 2, double crochet in the third one, and that's how you get your empty square. Again, in the last video I explained more in depth if you want to watch that one. So chain 2, and then skip 2, 1 2, to the third, double crochet, oh, 1 2 3, double crochet, chain 2, 1 2, so 1 2 3, double crochet, got 3, I don't know why it looks wider. Hold on, let's do that. I don't want it to be inconsistent. Yarn over, 1 2 3. Okay, there we go. And then chain 2, 1 2, yarn over, 1 2 3, double crochet. I got 4, chain 2, whoop, whoop, whoop. Oh, okay, chain 2, 1 2, 1 2 3, 1 2 3 4 5, last one, 1 2, double crochet, 1 2, just checking my work, 1 2, I accidentally added an extra one. One 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what we're going to do, we're going to skip this extra one that I made, and we're just going to do 2 double crochets in here and then 1 on over the post. 1, 2, and then double crochet in the post. That way you kind of just skip over it. And my thing is, be it everything when it's handmade, it's okay to have those little mistakes. Who's going to know out of this whole thing, though, that one extra stitch that I skipped? Who's going to know? Except for y'all, obviously, because y'all are doing it. But I think when it's handmade, little mistakes like that is what makes it authentic. So if you ever if I don't know, if somebody was ever a fan of me and they won this in an auction and somebody's like, but if everybody's like, if this isn't a true Laura Johnson, blah, 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 authentic doily or whatever, you'd be like, yes, it is, because there's one extra stitch right there. Out of all the stitches, there's one right there that's extra that we're skipping over. So just, I feel like that's what makes an artist's painting identifiable, is the little mistakes that they make, or like the brush strokes that they make. Because obviously, like, people who try to forge paintings and sell them for a whole bunch, there's like special people out there that like will not diagnose, they will investigate the brush strokes and tell you that it's authenticated just by the brush strokes. So same thing, this is going to be authenticated just by that one stitch. Just for in the future, if anybody's ever interested. But that's how I think of my little mistakes. Okay, I knew I was going to have some pauses in this video because, I'm a mom. I'm almost always needed. But right now it's bedtime, so hopefully everybody is situated. All right, so we did our 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 1 filler one, and then now we're doing 6 more empty spaces. So we're going to do chain 2, 1, 2, and you 1, 2, working a third one, whoa, yarn over, 1, 2, working a third, and then double crochet, and then chain 2, 1, 2, yarn over, 1, 2, 3, 'double crochet, chain 2, 1, 2, yarn over, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, chain 2, 1, 2, 3, double crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, chain 2, 1, 2, yarn over, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, chain 2, 1, 2, 3, chain 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, oh, hold on, we probably did too many, which is fine. This is a learning process. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we made 7. So let's go back and get rid of that square. because this was supposed to be our filler square. So we're going to do 3 double crochets. So working in the next stitch, double crochet, double crochet, and double crochet. And then we're going to do our 3 empty spaces. So chain 2, double crochet in the top post, chain 2, double crochet in this top post. Oh, oh. Let's try that again. And then one more, double or chain 2, double crochet in the top post. Sometimes I gotta stretch out to see. So double crochet, and always remember to double crochet in the space at the end. So you have the 2 double crochets around your border. And then chain 3, turn around, and now we're working at the top of the H. We just did 1, 2, so now we're on the 3rd row. So we're working on this row. And then after we get to the half of the H, I'm going to time lapse the rest to speed it up, and so that I can at least finish a letter, because I feel like I can't finish this tutorial, or I can't finish this without finishing at least one letter for y'all. I feel like if I just do half a letter, it's just going to be half a video. So let's keep going. Again, we're at the 3rd one, and since we're working on the 3rd, 1, 2, I really want to just crease this, because again, I want to be able to reuse this, so I don't want to like mark it with any thing. So this kind of, well, I say it's almost like every other, but that's what we're doing. So we're going to do 2 more rows, and I'll fast forward the rest. So work into that 2nd stitch, two double crochets, chain 2, double crochet in the top post, chain 2, double crochet in this one, in the next post. Again, if you want to see it super close up, go in the last video. And then chain 2. In the future, I would like to get a lens that would do more closer stuff. Yarn over, double crochet in that next one. Oh. That makes our 3 empty ones. And then we're going to fill in. So since it's pretty much right here, like one square, both this one and this square is a filler square, you can either just cheat and be like, okay, I can stop here, but it's going to be 1, 2, 3 double crochets. One, 2, 3, and then we're going to do a space, so chain 2, double crochet right in that top post, and then we're going to do a filler, so chain 2 in the space, or double crochet in the space twice, 1, 2, and then double crochet in that post right there. So there we go. And then we got 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. So chain 2, 1, 2, work in that top post, chain 2, top post, chain 2, top post, double crochet, chain 2, and then working into that post. Yep. Let's make sure we got the right squares. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, correct. So then we're going to double crochet in the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to do 4 more spaces. So chain 2, 1, 2, double crochet at the top of this post, 1, 2, chain 2, double crochet at the top, chain 2, double crochet at the top of the post. That's 3, 1 more, so chain 2, 1, 2, and double crochet at the top of this post. That's 4. And then we're going to have a filler, so 2 in the space, 1, 2, double crochet on the top of the post, oh, yarn over, double crochet, and then 2, or we're going to make a space, so chain 2, 1, 2, double crochet in the top of this post, oh, okay, there we go, and then fill in the next 3 with a double crochet, 1, 'Is not wanting to go, okay, 2, and 3, and then we're going to make our 3 spaces, so chain 2, double crochet right here on the top of the post, chain 2, 1, 2, double crochet at the top, and then 1, 2, double crochet at the top, and this is going to be our last one. Or last one is actually in the space, so yarn over, double crochet in the space below, and then chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Let's check and make sure. Okay, so when we flip it over, this is what we've been working on. And then I'm going to do one more row with y'all. And basically, if you work it backwards, because again, it's all asymmetrical, all of it, you could put a line down and it's same going this way, and then you just reverse it going that way. Except for like the J, obviously. But with the O and the H, letters like that, it's going to be, you know, one way this way till you get to the middle, and it's going to be backwards. So one more. We're going to work on this row right here, which is the middle of our H. Or can you see? Middle of our H right here. And then we'll fast forward the rest. So working from the bottom, we just went top to bottom. Now we're working from the bottom and going up. So double crochet in the next stitch. Chain 2. Double crochet in the top post. Chain 2. Double crochet in the top of the post. Chain 2. Double crochet at the top of the post to make our last third one, or third empty one. And then the next one is going to actually be an empty square. So we're going to do double crochet, or chain 2, and then double crochet in the third stitch. So 1, 2, 3. Double crochet. Then we're going to fill in the next one. So we're going to put 2 in the space. 1, 2, and then we're going to space, or 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces, or we're going to do the next 4 squares is 4 spaces. So chain 2, 1, 2. We're going to double crochet in the third stitch. So 1, 2. Oh, hold on. I forgot to put a post. Because again, our single squares are technically 4. So we work, or wait, 1, 2, double crochet in the top of this post. No? Okay, hold on. No, we skipped a stitch. Double crochet in the space. And then top of the post. There we go. That's a lot better. So chain 2, 1, 2, and we're going to skip 2, 1, 2, working this third one. Oh, did not yarn over. I don't know what's going on with me. Yarn over, double crochet, and then we're going to do it 3 more times. So we'll now we're going to work in the top of the post. So chain 2, top of the post, and again, you got to make sure you don't lose that yarn over when you're doing this. So that's 2, and chain 2, work in the top of the post, yarn over, top of the post. That's 3. One more. 1, 2, and chain 2 at the top right here, or double crochet top of here. Dang it! Double crochet, that's 4. And then we're going to fill up right here. So double crochet in the hole twice. Dang it! Double crochet in the top of the post, or in the next stitch. And then we're going to do 4 more empty spaces. So chain 2, yarn over, double crochet in the 3rd stitch, chain 2, gonna double crochet the next post, chain 2, double crochet in the top of the post, one, 2, 3, last one, chain 2, double crochet in the top of this post, so that's 4. I'm going to fill in this square, so double crochet in the space, then double crochet in the next stitch, and then we're going to skip a space, I feel like I did something wrong. This is where we can check. Certainly did. I forgot this one right here. So it put us, this should be right here. So we're supposed to do a filler one. Oh, you can't even see. We skipped a filler right here. The rest of it, is it correct? Yes. So it was this one that we messed up on. You got to catch it before you finish or go on, because it is awful to try to start all over. Okay. So double crochet twice in the space. Top of the post. We're going to do our 4 spaces again. So chain 2, top of the post, chain 2, top of the post, chain 2, double crochet right here, So that's 3, and our last one, chain 2, skip 3, so 1, 2, 3, or skip 2 and go into the 3rd stitch. There we go. Now we're all caught up. So see, that's where we missed and did a space, and then that's where our space is, and that's where our next filler square should be. So we're going to do 2 double crochets in the space and 1, 2 double crochets in the space and 1 on top of the stitch. 1, 2, 3, and then 4 space. So double crochet, or double chain 2, double crochet, or skip 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and double crochet in the next post. Chain 2, double crochet in the next post. Chain 2, double crochet in the next post. Chain 2, double crochet in the next post. Now, if you don't know where the top of the post is on this one, you gotta count the chains. And I don't know if I could really show that here, but there's 1, 2, and then you're gonna work in this right here. And it's really, really, really tiny. You're probably gonna need your readers if you ever work on a project like this. But I don't know if you can see those 2 chains right there. But yeah, sorry about my nails. I told y'all. It's hard to have nice nails when you're a mom. And basically when you work with your hands too. Oh, I didn't even yarn over. So yarn over, top of the post. Focus. There we go. And then double crochet in this little space underneath, or in the chain 3 space, and then chain 3, and that's 1/2 of our H. And you can always check to make sure that if we're working consistently, and we are. So the rest of this, I'm going to time lapse it and show you what the final H looks like. But it's just so nice to like see it come, you know, to life, I guess. 3 printer mode. All right, let's time lapse the rest of this. This is the final look. If it looks a little bit darker over here, it's because I turned the lamp off. It was just catching the side, like, I don't know. It just, I'll turn it on the next time, but it was just bothering me for the time being, so I turned it off. But as you can tell, we are done with the H. And right here on the pattern that I put spaces in between each letters. But as you can tell further away, when you don't put the spaces in, the letters kind of go together. And if you were to put the spaces out, sometimes it looks weird. Like the J would look too far from the O, or the H would look too far from the O. And so when I just don't leave a space in between, it just looks so much better. So we got this part done. If you want another, I think, to be honest, I think I'm just going to do the next video and do like a time lapse so that y'all can see. And I might do a few time lapses up here, and I might do some of this off camera and not time lapse it, so that, you know, I can be comfortable and stuff. Because even though I want to time lapse every single thing that I'm doing, you're not going to technically see it, not word for word, but step by step when I time lapse anyway. And sometimes the time lapse can take a while itself, especially in editing. So I just rather do some off camera and time lapse some on camera and go back and forth. But once I get done with this, like, the reason why I say I won't do another letter like that is because I will be doing a border tutorial. So next week's video will be me finishing the name, and then week after last, or week after next week, I will teach y'all how to do the border, and then y'all will see the final result after that. But the border tutorial, I'm going to, you know, explain the first few stitches or the first few rows on this right here, and then do it on here as a time lapse. But when I do it on here, I'm just going to go around and show y'all how to do it. Or that might actually, so end of this week, or when you're watching now, what date is it? Okay, so you'll be watching this July 6th, and it'll be me finishing, or it'll be this video right here. And then July 13th will be me finishing the whole name. The 20th, I'll show y'all how to do the border on this. And then the 27th, I'll show you how to finish the border. And then August 3rd, I'll show y'all how to block it, I think is what it's called, where you stretch it out and get it to all match. And then maybe I'll frame it. I probably won't frame it because I don't know how money is going to be at that point. So I'll probably frame it. If not, maybe I'll do a short of me framing it. But for now, that's it. We are booked on this till August 10th. So if you're not interested, you know, meet back with me August 17th. But I hope y'all stay and learn how to do this. And then maybe around August 17th, I'll show y'all how to do like just like a coaster doily. I also really want to show y'all how to do like this. It's like an edging thing right here, and that looks cute to do. And then like we'll do some like skeleton doilies or something, and for Halloween, and we'll get started on Halloween stuff in September, which I know a lot of people are going to be like, ugh, that's early, but you always want to do projects like that early, so that, or creators always want to do like a month early, because that way if y'all want to work on it, y'all can work on it and have it done before the holidays or before Halloween. And then after Halloween, we'll probably get started like on Thanksgiving type things / Christmas type things. But I'm also trying to batch as much as I can out, so that when the baby gets here, I have all these planned out and ready for y'all. So wish me luck. If I miss a video, it's probably because I'm just trying to, like, I might miss a few weeks if I don't make enough videos. but hopefully y'all understand and y'all just root me on. I would say I might make a few videos like in the hospital, but I wouldn't film my baby. I would just like film if I bring a project to the hospital, which I probably won't. I plan on either the month of September. I want to plan on the whole month of September, me just relaxing and being with my baby because my husband will be here. But I feel like that won't happen. I feel like I would want to go back and crochet. So who knows? But thank you for watching this video. Again, y'all are watching this on July 6th. So July 13th, you'll see me finish this. July 20th, we'll do the border. I'll do a border tutorial on the big yarn. And then the 27th, I'll do a time lapse. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. And I'll see you next week. Bye. Oh, and by the time y'all are watching this, I'll have 11 weeks left in my pregnancy. Just so you know. So, all right. Goodbye.